You know that moment when you wake up ready to start your day, but then out of nowhere, he pops into your mind again, and you don't even understand why. He doesn't talk to you anymore. Sometimes he's been gone for a long time, yet somehow he's still there, like he's quietly living in a corner of your mind. It feels like there's something more, something you can't quite put into words, like an invisible connection that keeps pulsing, even without messages, calls, or any real presence. And then that question hits you. Is this just nostalgia? Or could he be feeling it too? Is the universe trying to send me a sign? And maybe the toughest part, why can't I just move on? If this sounds familiar, take a deep breath and know this. You are not crazy. There is a reason behind what you're feeling, and more importantly, there's a way to change the game. What's happening inside you might be a mix of energetic connection, emotional patterns, and even something deeper, like unconscious manifestation. Right now, the most important thing is to understand what all of this truly means and how you can turn these feelings into clarity and strength for yourself. Today we're going to unpack all of this through the lens of Carl Jung's ideas about energy, focus, and vibration. But don't worry, no complicated jargon here. I'll keep it simple, clear, and practical. Something that truly helps you understand what that guy in your mind is really trying to tell you. And more importantly, what this whole experience says about you.
If you already feel like this video is speaking directly to you, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps me keep making content like this for you. All right, let's dive in. The reality of what you're feeling, because sometimes we have emotions that just don't make sense. You try to keep your mind busy, you distract yourself, go out, talk to other people, but somehow he always comes back into your thoughts. And no matter how much time has passed or how many times you've tried to forget him, that feeling is still there, like an invisible thread pulling your mind back to him. But here's the thing. This isn't just about nostalgia, and it doesn't automatically mean he's the love of your life. What's really going on is about focus. Where you put your attention, that's where your energy goes. And according to Carl Jung, that's the foundation of how we actually create our reality. So if you find yourself thinking about him all the time, even though he's not around, it's like you're feeding a connection to his energy. Not because you want to, or out of anger or anything like that, but simply out of habit, emotion, and intensity. And energy, it's never neutral. It vibrates, it creates, and it attracts. Sometimes you might even start feeling like he's thinking about you too, even when there's no real sign. And believe it or not, that can be true. When two people share powerful moments, there's an energy exchange that can keep humming quietly, even when there's no contact at all. But here's a key question. Is that feeling a real connection? Or is it just a reflection of some inner emptiness you haven't filled yet? So many people mistake emotional attachment for intuition. They believe that feeling something intensely means it's destiny, that it's something deep and meaningful. But that's not always the case.
Sometimes your mind is just reaching for familiarity, comfort, repeating what it already knows, even if that familiar thing once caused you pain. That's why it's so important to really understand what exactly is keeping you tied to that thought. Because without that kind of clarity, it's easy to get stuck, trapped in a cycle that doesn't move you forward, just keeps you spinning in the same emotional place. Now, before we go any further, I want you to imagine this for a moment. What if you could send just one message, one single message that sparks an irresistible desire in him? A message so powerful that he can't stop thinking about you all day long. But here's the real question. Is it really about him, or is it about what he represents to you? If you want to learn how to create genuine attraction and build a deep connection without playing those exhausting little games that only push him away, then I've got something for you. In my exclusive ebook, 90 Magnetic Messages, you'll discover how to transform your conversations and make him think about you non-stop. If that sounds like what you want, just click the link in the comments and start today. Because sometimes what really hurts isn't losing that person. It's losing the feeling you had when you were with them. And when that happens, your mind tries to relive those moments, almost as if you could recreate the past just by thinking about it. But here's the truth. The past doesn't come back. No matter how much you want it to, it stays in the past. And the energy you keep pouring into someone who's already walked away, that's the very same energy you should be investing in yourself. Now, here's something almost no one talks about, but it changes everything. Thinking about someone all the time isn't always a sign of a deep spiritual connection. Sometimes, it's just your mind stuck on replay, repeating what it already knows, because the brain loves the familiar. Even if that familiar feeling hurts a little, your brain would rather keep playing the old tape than face the scary emptiness of the unknown. And this is where many people get caught. Are you really trying to manifest this man back into your life, or are you just trapped in an emotional loop that never fully ended? There's a huge difference. Manifesting is light. It's conscious, intentional, and filled with trust. But holding on, that's different. That's getting stuck in a cycle where nostalgia turns into longing and desire becomes attachment. Carl Jung once said that our thoughts don't just float around, they actually trigger emotions inside us. And those emotions create a kind of chemistry in our bodies that we can become addicted to. What does that mean for you? It means you might be, without even realizing it, addicted to the feeling that man sparked in you. Not to him personally, but to the emotional chemistry your mind has connected with him.
And that's why, even though he's gone, your body keeps craving that feeling again and again. That's also why these persistent thoughts won't just disappear. They keep coming back because they activate an emotion your body has learned to want. So, the best way to break this cycle, ask yourself, honestly and deeply, what do I really feel when I think about him? If the answer is distress, anxiety, fear of losing him, or emptiness, that's not manifestation, that's repetition. Your body's just trying to relive something that's already ended, simply because it hasn't yet learned how to feel safe in something new. But here's the shift. When you start to feel peace just by imagining something healthy, light, and new, that's when you're really beginning to manifest. Because at that moment, you stop replaying old pain and start creating the life and love you truly want to experience. It all starts with emotional clarity. And that clarity only comes when you genuinely choose to listen to yourself. Now, let's talk about the real law of attraction. Most people think the law of attraction is just about positive thinking. You make some wishes, ask the universe for what you want, then sit back and wait. But the truth, attraction is happening all the time. Not based on what you want, but based on what you vibrate. And here's the secret. It's pointless to wish for a lighthearted, loving relationship if deep down you're still vibrating with anxiety, the fear of needing to be chosen. There's no use asking for true love if you're vibrating insecurity, feeling like you're not enough. The law of attraction isn't about forcing reality to fit your wishes. It's about aligning yourself with the experience you want to live. And to align means becoming the kind of person who's already ready to welcome that love. Carl Jung said it perfectly, you don't attract what you want, you attract who you are. So, if you want to live a certain kind of love, you have to start feeling it right now. That takes presence, awareness, and a real decision. Here's something powerful. Try this with me. Imagine a relationship where you feel completely safe, truly respected, and freed to be your authentic self. Don't worry about names or faces. Just feel that energy. Let your body get familiar with that new emotional frequency, because your body needs to learn how to feel it before it can actually experience it. And when you start vibrating with that new energy, full of worthiness, lightness, and genuine love, something magical happens. You become magnetic, like a natural force attracting everything that matches this new version of you. And from there, one of two things will happen. Either he steps up and aligns with that frequency, or he steps aside to make room for someone who truly matches the amazing person you're becoming. Here's the truth. Often what we really miss isn't the person, it's the way we wanted to be loved by them. That feeling of being seen, valued, and understood. And once you truly grasp that, something shifts. You stop searching for that love in others and start creating it within yourself. When you begin to live from a place of awareness, presence, and clarity, the law of attraction naturally responds, not because you begged or wished for it, but because you became it. Now, I know a lot of you are wondering, does he think about me too? That question is so human, so real. When you feel a strong connection, even in complete silence, it's easy to believe the other person feels it too. And sometimes that's exactly what's happening. Energy flows both ways. When two hearts have once vibrated deeply together, that energy can keep echoing for a while, even without messages, calls, or any contact at all. What to do with it? Sometimes this energy shows up in unexpected ways. Maybe you dream of him out of nowhere, or a song comes on that feels like it's written just for the two of you. Maybe you even feel his presence near you, even when he's far away. These signs, they can be real, but sometimes they're just your own energy searching for answers to something still unresolved inside. So here's the big question. What do you do with all of this? Because honestly, knowing if he's thinking about you doesn't change your reality. It doesn't bring him back, it doesn't get him texting or showing up.
Instead of trying to decode invisible signs, here's something more powerful. Change the question. Instead of asking, "Is he thinking of me?" ask yourself, "How do I feel when I think about him? Does it lift me up or drain my energy?" Because the universe doesn't respond to what you hope for. It responds to what you vibrate. And when you stop chasing signs and start focusing on clarity and your own energy, everything shifts. If it's meant to be, it will happen naturally. If not, it will fall away. The truth is, what's truly meant for you will never make you lose yourself trying to understand someone else. Real intuition feels light and peaceful, not desperate. Real connection brings calm, not anxiety. So if you're feeling pressured to know, to confirm, to decode, that's probably fear, not intuition.
Here's a simple but powerful practice. Write it out. Grab a piece of paper and write everything you want to say to him. No filters, no holding back. Not to send, but to release. This act takes the weight off your chest and gives voice to what's been stuck inside. Sometimes we need to hear our own words to truly understand what's going on inside our hearts. Another game changer is shifting your focus. Instead of using energy trying to understand him, ask yourself, what do I need right now? What am I missing? What am I projecting onto this absence? That's when the real magic begins, returning to yourself, taking care of your energy, your space, your glow, listening to yourself, seeing yourself, and loving yourself again. Because here's the truth, the stronger you get in yourself,
the less you'll need someone else to feel complete. There's also a powerful visualization technique that can help a lot. Before you fall asleep, imagine yourself living a new chapter, full of self-love, easy laughter, surrounded by light and positive people. Picture it like it's already happening. This gently reprograms your vibration. When you feel good, you stop seeking out people or situations that don't make you feel good.
The feeling you have won't disappear overnight, and that's okay. But when you change your path, the feeling flows through you. It stops hurting and starts guiding you towards something greater, a new chapter waiting to be written. And remember, it's okay to have hard days. This isn't about forcing positivity. It's about honoring what you feel while choosing not to stay stuck there. Allow yourself to feel, but don't let those feelings take over your whole life. The art of true seduction. When you start reconnecting with yourself, something truly magical happens. Your energy shifts, and without even trying, you become more attractive, not because you're forcing it or trying to seduce someone, but because you're vibrating confidence, presence, and truth. And that, my friend, is what truly attracts a real man. Seduction isn't about chasing, overexposing yourself, or trying to prove your worth. True seduction lives in the invisible space. It's the woman who walks into a room and says nothing, yet everyone feels it. She doesn't try to be noticed because she already knows who she is. Want some simple advice? First, protect your energy above all else. Nothing is more beautiful than a woman who feels good about herself. When you radiate that inner confidence, you become magnetic, effortlessly.
Second, value silence and mystery. Mystery is powerful. When you say everything, show everything, or chase after him, you give away your power. But when you stay centered, calm, and confident, without anxiety, you leave the other person curious, interested, and engaged. And lastly, show presence, not lack. Your presence is your introduction. If you show up with lightness, good humor, and no rush, that's irresistible. Because most people come begging for validation, but you don't need that. If you want to know if he truly cares about you, watch his actions. A man who's genuinely interested will show it. He won't confuse you, disappear, or play games. He'll come closer. He'll want to be near you. Real love doesn't demand effort. It fits. And if it doesn't fit, it's because something better is coming your way. When you stop hiding behind the fear of losing, you finally start being seen, for real. It's your choice.
In the end, everything comes down to your choice. When you stop chasing answers in someone else and start truly listening to yourself, you realize the truth. What was really missing wasn't him. It was you. It was your gaze turning inward, your self-love waiting to be awakened again. And there's nothing stronger, more seductive, or magnetic than a woman who chooses herself. The woman who knows what she feels but doesn't drown in it, who acknowledges the connection but never loses herself in it, who can love deeply but always loves herself first. That woman doesn't beg for attention, she attracts it. She doesn't wait to be chosen, she chooses. She doesn't wait to be noticed, she shines. When you choose yourself, everything starts to align. People who aren't on your frequency naturally move out of your way. Situations that once felt heavy lose their grip, and slowly the weight of the past gets lighter because something stronger is guiding you now. Your presence, your awareness, and your decision to live something new. You don't need external guarantees to believe the right love will come. You just need to choose not to abandon yourself every time. You learn to respect your feelings, to gently embrace yourself in those difficult moments, and then you choose to move forward, with lightness, with grace. You create space in your life for what's real and true. And if the man who still lingers in your thoughts is meant to be part of your journey, he will come back. But not because you waited for him, because you moved forward with so much truth and authenticity that the universe couldn't help but align your paths. And if it's not him, then it'll be someone who truly sees you, someone who moves with the same rhythm, vibrates with the same energy, and offers the kind of devotion you genuinely deserve. Because in the end, it's never really about him. It's always about you. When you choose yourself, everything changes. When you honor your own heart, everything transforms. When you decide you deserve real light, deep love, and genuine connection, the universe begins to move mountains to give it to you. The real magic? It's not about controlling or chasing others. It's about becoming so whole, so centered within yourself, that only what truly aligns with that wholeness can come close. And that, my friend, is true freedom. Not needing anyone to feel happy or complete, but being open to sharing your happiness with someone who truly deserves it.